Hi, everybody. Well, now, welcome to a really overdue, smaller episode of the Carl Experience. You can hear my wife screaming about her team winning. Right now, it's the 49ers going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers featuring Tom Brady. So, yeah, they're stomping a mud hole in Tom Brady. Okay. On this episode, we'll be covering a couple things. Not very complicated ideas, but still. Now, first off, uh, uh, it's amazing how Trump backed all these people up in the midterms, and most of them sank. Not kind of, they sank like a stone. You don't got to be that intelligent to figure out why, but you can draw your own conclusions, or you probably will. With that said, Trump also announced that he was running for office again. And the issue is his speech. Now, I'm not saying that MAGA heads are irresponsible or anything like that. You're a fan of the guy. I get that, kinda. What I don't understand is in his speech he made all these fantastic claims, 95% of which weren't true, if any of them. And yes, I actually went through like 15 minutes of speech when he was claiming. He claimed like what 47 things in 15 minutes, and most of them were complete bullshit. Like he didn't accomplish them. He's taking credit for them, but he had nothing at all to do with them. And I'm not saying that you're responsible for that, but he should not be taking credit. That would be like him teaching a master surgeon how to hold a pair of forceps, and then that same doctor, not him, performs a heart surgery using forceps. Trump can take a little bit of credit, but he can't take all the credit for certain things. He can't take control. He can't take credit for performing heart surgery. That's on the surgeon who did it, not on the idiot who approves of the surgery or the guy who taught him to use forceps. Forceps is only part of the game. Now, you may not like that opinion, but I'm also going to go ahead right off the bat because I just Trump. I'm also going to say that Biden is the closest thing to a lame duck president we have, other than James Polk. Not kidding. He is really not a very effective leader. I don't think either one of them should be in office ever again. We already had to go through two old doddering guys. I don't think we need another one. But I also did find a strange societal effect. Everybody talks about the base being how Trump got elected. Well, I've also found out that, what is it, 90... a lot of the Trump supporters who have vehicles and houses are college educated, and that makes quite a few of them. So, of the upper echelon in Trump's organization, the people who are on social media the most are in fact college educated, and that's like, for the rest of us, that's akin to the Pied Piper being getting the mice to follow him, and they're educated mice. They know that this certain range of sound will attract them, and yet they listen to it anyway. Having said that, being college educated doesn't mean you're intelligent. I mean, if you go to a magic show, like a Penn and Teller or David Copperfield style show, the people who are the most easily fooled are those with a higher education. There was a guy on the who said that he had a master's degree. And Penn and Teller are like, okay, and this guy's like, well, I've also dabbled in magic. They didn't say anything. They're like, okay, oh, that's fine. You've graduated college and all this other crap. Then they completely dick with him. They do a magic trick and he has no idea how they did it. And they did everything inside of him. They changed one thing up so he couldn't figure that one out, and it completely blitzkrieged this guy's mind. This is a guy who's highly educated, and he's just sitting there. How? It really is funny. the more educated you are, it turns out the easier you are to fool. Because there are people with college degrees that get involved with Ponzi schemes and multi-level MLMs. Basically, pyramid schemes or Ponzi schemes. People who are the most educated fall for these. I don't know why they do. And I'm considered educated, but I'm not classically educated. Like, I didn't go to college, but I can point out I just kept my niece from getting into a Ponzi scheme or a multi-level marketing scheme, the same damn thing almost. But I've kept her from going whole hog into it, and yeah, all that. Now, rewind, flip the record, and let's go with another subject. Prisoner exchange. This has been lighting the news on fire like a bad fart lighting up an elevator. Okay. The prisoner exchange was so damn idiotic for all the right reasons. Now, I've heard plenty of shit on the news and social media. Well, Griner's finally home, but why didn't Whelan come home with him? Or come home with her? Okay, here's 2 facts you need to know. Britney Griner, high profile, low interest prisoner. Here, she's got status, high profile, very outspoken, lesbian, black, and an athlete. A trifecta. Okay, Wieland. He's in Russia. He's convicted of committing espionage against Russia. He is low profile, high interest, and he's still there. Plus, he's a white guy. From what I've seen of him, he's well dressed, well taken care of. He complains about it being so harsh. If it was harsh, I don't think he would look as good. And some of you are probably saying, well, they could have made him wait a week in really nice conditions. I don't think they do that this often. Judging by the fact that he's showing no bruising, no scarring, none of that crap, he just wants out. And here's the other thing. Britney Griner got busted for supposedly having cannabis oil or whatever for a vape or whatever the hell. And they say that's illegal, even though we've seen, I don't know about y'all, but I have seen videos that were shown in from Russia where high-end government officials are smoking pot. So them saying it's illegal is bullshit. Ugh. Now, why wouldn't they just throw Whelan onto the deal with Britney Griner? Again, low profile, high interest versus high profile, low interest. Those two don't connect. It's like taking a square or a cube and a ball and trying to put them. They don't go together. Now, if you had one high profile, low interest character, the cube, and another one who was a cube, high profile, low interest, they connect. You can do something with those. Make them into a longer block, maybe. Now, with low status or low profile, high interest subjects, that's like having 2 balls. You can juggle with them. You can entertain. You can perform weird experiments with them. They can go together. You can roll them side by side each other. But here's the important part that everybody's missing. Well, everybody's saying Whelan's saying it was a mock and a sham trial. That might be true, but why would if you look back on how long they keep their prisoners, 4 years is usually when they keep somebody for that long, they have something on them. Like if he actually was committing espionage and just says he wasn't, and our government our intelligence operations aren't going to go up and, yes, that's one of our guys. We need him back. No. You get caught, you don't get to, we're going to know, yeah, we don't know you. Who the hell are you? What name was that? Yeah, no, there's no name here like that. That's what they do. And all these people are like, well, we should have gotten Whelan. No. Whelan was he was a low-profile target with a high interest. Meaning they probably caught him doing something and he's just denying it, and our government isn't going to acknowledge him because they don't want to acknowledge that he is an intelligence operative. Now, while you have intelligence operatives who have been uncovered and discovered and outed, that's not the norm. Like, really, it's really not the norm. And, like, I think there was 1 or 2 transgender intelligence operatives that got busted and outed a while back. I want to say they were done under Trump, but they could have been done uncovered under Obama. But either way, they were outed by straight people, so to speak. I'm not saying the military is transphobic at all. But there are an assload of people who are in the military who are transphobic, and some are homophobic. But this is what I'm trying to convey with that prisoner exchange is Britney Griner was high profile, low interest. Whelan was low profile, high interest. So it would make sense for him to hold Whelan, especially if they caught him and he just denies it. Then they have reason to hold him. And they're not going to... I don't think it's as much a sham as he and our intelligence operatives and our government say. I think he... for as long as he's been held, it's actually pretty normal. Because there are people who get held for decades. And, yeah, everybody's like, well, Biden made it seem like you just kidnap an American and we exchange it for... No, that's not actually the way it works. I'm glad everybody seems to think so, but just like when just like when everybody said that Trump was going to win a second term in a row, no, wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to call it, but I already figured everybody was fed up with Trump's nonsense. And for those of you who loved his nonsense, happy birthday to you, but, you know, it's just like when Obama won. When Obama won and people were burning dolls that looked like him, people were committing acts of violence against his name because he got elected, they didn't like it. And then when Trump got voted into office, people who were celebrating Obama getting into office were doing the exact same thing that extreme right-wingers are doing, burning dolls, all this crap. That's why when Trump says, well, nobody's ever gone through, but yes, somebody has. Everything you've been through, except for being impeached twice. And it doesn't matter what anybody tells me. I'm of pretty firm opinion on the impeachment thing. And now the Republicans are now starting, some of the Republicans are now starting to back off, like, we need to get past Trump. Okay, well, I don't think DeSantis is the safest option. He is the younger version of Trump in this case. If you really want to jump on that wagon wheel. Do I think DeSantis is the right person for the right president for this country? After Biden? No, I don't. That's my personal opinion. I want to see somebody stand up for what the entire country stands up for. Not just conservatives, not just liberals, not left, not right, not up, not down, not sideways, not forward and back, none of that crap. Somebody who stands for the entire country and no special interests. somebody's willing to do business like business should be done. Ignore the fact that there are businesses out there and do business deals that are good for everybody in the country, not just immigrants. And not stuff that just kowtows to them. But I know I probably won't see that in my lifetime, because these politicians, most of them career politicians, mind you, most of them can't get it done because they're being fueled by special interests and whoever finances their campaign. Like, what's his name? I think it's a guy from North Carolina or some crap. The old one. Can't remember his name anymore. But his pockets get lined by big oil and big coal. Just like with Ted Cruz. His pockets are pretty well suited up with gas and oil. And I know some of you don't believe that. They think that these politicians are beautiful and all this other stuff. No, they're not. You can believe that, but it doesn't mean they are. Me, I would prefer to have a third-party candidate. I would prefer it not be red versus blue. I want it straight up independent, more or less, and to take on the opinion that what's best for the country is what needs to happen. But again, I don't see that happening anytime in my lifetime. Not unless somebody grows some balls. I'd do it, but I don't have the money to do any of that crap, and I also don't give a flying fuck who's funding me or what they think. If they like what they're hearing, add more money to the campaign. If not, shut up and get over yourself. But anyway, I think that DeSantis running it's not the best thing for the party, but it is a step possibly in the right direction to untrumping the party. If you want to go with the argument that he's better than Trump, I'd argue that he's just a younger version of Trump. And now, most of the Trump-backed candidates did the same thing he did. I'm not going to accept the results unless I win. No, you don't get to do that. But with that all having been said, I'm going to let you guys go, and you'll have fun. Like I said, this is going to be a short episode, so peace.